our first attempt at our 50-day journey here. We are starting off in Raven Creek on a cold, foggy morning by the looks of it. We start to save with the burglar trait, and we also have slow reader, and I think it was clumsy that we added as well. So the settings for this run, guys, is what I like to call the Walking Dead settings. They're actually saved in my profile as The Walking Dead. So all zombies walk, but there are bigger hordes. There is also loot is set to extremely rare. Water and power are shut off instantly. And we also have a good chunk of mods installed, just kind of quality of life things and just ones to add more weapons, different types of weapons. And as you can see on screen right now, we have the Tetris loot installed. I really enjoy this type of looting system. I don't like the normal Zomboid looting, so in any of my videos, you're probably going to see this looting system. And we're going to see how we can do in our first 50 days. Let's get into it. On day one, we started off with basic looting, and I channeled my inner Jimi Hendrix and used my guitar as a weapon. Seeing on our map that above us there was a couple more houses, I took the risk and I went through this forest. Luckily, there was nothing in there to take me out on day one. When we got through the forest, on the other side we seemed to come out in some sort of residential zone, which is fine by me because I wanted to clear out one or two houses and kind of set up somewhere for the night so we could sleep safely. Near the end of day one, I decided to use this little garage as my stash, basically, until I find somewhere more suitable for our long-term home. Day 2 kicks off with just a lot of zombie killing. I decided to head up a little bit north of where I slept and just see what's out there. And after returning from that bit of a loot run, we got a few minor things, nothing too crazy. We ended up finding the best loot of the day coming out of this garage. And yes, I am of course talking about our new top hat. After finding our new hat, we decided to go east, and we came across this open garage. We found a couple of things, important things like saw, a couple of nails, a screwdriver, a couple of important little tools that we needed. And then as we went a little bit further, we saw a boarded up house, which is usually a survivor house that I've learned. And outside of it, the guy had already broken out, so there was a guy here with a gun on his back. For the end of day 2, I just went back to my room, I read a couple of books, and I slept away until day 3. Day 3 started with me deciding to go and just explore. I wanted to find out what was close to me. Was there any stores I could look into, any of that sort of stuff. So I just went on a bit of a walk. When we got to this intersection, the red brick building looked a little bit interesting to me. I decided to go in, see what we could find inside, and I was so happy that I decided to check this out. Yes guys, you might have guessed it, we definitely found some guns in this building. I don't know what it is about this building, but we found about 4 different guns in here. Very happy with it. We've also decided to make this building our home for the foreseeable future. It's very easy. There's only one pathway up to my room, and there are plenty of windows that we can put rope out. So that is my plan going forward. And there really was no hesitation on my part once I decided that this was going to be our home, because for the rest of day 3 I basically just transferred stuff from our original stash to our new home. Because I was so tired from all the walking back and forth with the heavy items, on day 3 I woke up very late on day 4, not waking up till 10 o'clock in the morning. On day 4, we did decide to clear out a couple of zombies that were lurking around our new home. After which we kept heading east, killing any zombies that got a bit too close and checking some cars to see what sort of state they were in, whether we could fix them up or whether they were just broke for the rest of the save. After checking so many cars today and killing so many zombies, I came across this building, and with myself only having less than 100 hours in the game, and I hadn't seen this building before, I wasn't sure if it would have books. It is the educational center, so I went in here, looted up what I could, but there was no books of any value. It was only a couple of sheets and a couple of word searches, so we didn't find any books, and that's pretty much all that happened for the rest of the day. I just went home after this and went to sleep. So the reason on day 4 that I was looking for books, guys, is because I really wanted to level up carpentry. So basically day 5 and day 6 are just me leveling carpentry by disassembling all the furniture in all of the other rooms that I'm not using in this building. Day 7, we came across this building. It was some sort of weird factory or storage or something. It had a couple of tools, a couple of seeds, and we looted up all we could out of there and headed back home with our bags packed. So after that bit of a loot spree, I remembered that on day 2 I had seen a bit of a factory when I went up north from our original safe house, so I decided to go back there and check out what it was. And guys, it ended up having so many boxes that I could look through, and we got a lot of new tools, a couple of weapons, and we even found a propane tank. But before that, we did have to take out a good chunk of zombies to get in there. Day 8, again, we went out looking for cars, but as you can see, we had no luck. That was until we came across this little wagon. Perfect, absolutely perfect. We decided to start clearing the area so we could hop in and hotwire this baby and get it out of here. But alas, in typical Zomboid fashion, it had other ideas, because as soon as we were nearly done clearing the horde, we hear the helicopter and we had to run for it. For the rest of the day, we basically had to hide in a building for the couple of hours the helicopter was around, and we didn't go back for the car today because it was just so busy. Day 9, it was super foggy, but we did decide to head back towards the car, see how busy it was, and hopefully we could get it today. We did have to take out a lot of zombies along the way. And after a couple of tries of the ignition, we finally got it hotwired, we finally got it started, we drove it back to base, and we just did a little bit of cleanup around the base for the rest of the day. Hitting the double digits of day 10, we decided to bring our newly found car into town. And like I said, I don't know Raven Creek at all. We decided to take it for a drive and just see what we could see. We eventually get to a dead end, and I realized that the building right here is a police station. We got back home after the police station filled with guns and a decent chunk of ammo, and that was it for the night. We went upstairs and we slept. On day 11, we just stayed close to base today. I wanted to clear out an apartment that was next door to us, and I wanted to do all of like the disassembling for carpentry as well. So for day 11 and for day 12, that is all we did. Day 13, we decided to take the car and head south down the highway. I just wanted to go down that way and see what was down there since I knew the city was up north. We ended up finding a survivor camp, which ended up even looking like there was some sort of military camp further in. I didn't get that far because there were so many zombies. After killing what I could, I decided to lure them away from my car. I hopped back in it and I went back up north looking for a bookstore, which I eventually found, and we were able to get a whole heap of books. Day 14, I dedicated my entire day to reading some of the books that we had found. I also had a slow reader, so it did take a little bit longer than it would have normally. Day 15, guys, we were running very low on food, so I had to go and loot some of the surrounding houses just to get that food stash back up a little bit. And we were going to really have to try and get farming going. We also found our very first generator of the save. Now all we need to do is find the generator book. Day 16, I decided to head back to the survivor camp. I brought my shotgun with me with all of the ammo I had to start leveling up some aiming. So we started blasting. After using all of my ammo, I decided to try and hop in my car and lure the massive horde away from the main entrance so that at a later date I could sneak in and hopefully get a bit of loot in the camp. Once I was done with that, I went home, I read a bit more, and we went to bed. Day 17, we went out on the road with the car. We just drove around a little bit. We were looking to see what else we could find. We came across this car which was in great condition, so we hooked it up to our own and we towed it home. After that, we went to the food store that I had seen as I was driving around. I needed a sledge to get inside, which is another reason I was going home anyway. So we got the sledge and we broke inside to loot up what we could. Day 18, we found out just how bad and how ridiculous the fuel consumption is on the chainsaw. We cut down about 2 trees and then we just left it at that. For the rest of day 18, we decided to just head into town to a furniture shop and a couple of other shops that I had seen and just start disassembling to level up our carpentry. Day 19, we decided to start working on the base a bit more. So I knocked out the stairs. I already had the rope installed. We knocked out the stairs and we started knocking down walls as well to open up the floor plan so that we could walk around a bit easier. I also knocked a wall out leading outside so that we could build a bit of a rooftop area for our farming and our water collectors. Day 21, guys, we decided to start trying to get our farms and stuff going. So I remember driving past this house and seeing that they had farms going themselves. So I went in there looking for tools, seeds, all of that sort of stuff. After it was all said and done, there was not a whole lot of tools and stuff in there. However, we did get a couple of tomatoes and potatoes from their farm. Day 22, we needed to get some dirt, and I remember seeing sacks in the food shop that we looted a couple of days ago, so we went down there to get them, after which we planted our crops, expanded the roof a little bit, and just read for the rest of the evening. Day 23, I had noticed another bookshop along one of the shopping strips, so I decided to go back there to try and find the generator book that we desperately needed. Unfortunately, we did not find that today. We did go into the dentist here. We found a couple of beta blockers and a couple of other things that we could use. We also decided to take their shelving that we had to transport back and forth with the car, and we set them up in the base. Day 24, the police station had still not been fully looted, so I decided to head back there today and see what I could find. This was the very first time I was actually looting this police station, so I had to check every single room to make sure I didn't miss anything. I do feel like if I had the sledge, there is another room that I'm missing, but I'm not sure. Day 25 starts the same as 24 did. By going back to the police station, there was still a few rooms that I hadn't looted, so I wanted to go back in and make sure that I found everything that I could. But when I pulled up in the car, there was a couple of zombies outside that I had to take care of. With the amount of zombies I had to kill and a couple of rooms left in the police station, it took me all day, and I just went home after this, read a quick book and went to bed. Day 26, we are over halfway there. There was a yellow taxi car down by the bookshop that I had seen the other day, so I went down, broke the window and hotwired that. After that, guys, we decided to go back home, put up some more shelves and give the base a complete clean up, get all the stuff off the ground and get everything put away. Day 27, guys. This was a bit of a hectic day. We decided to head back to the survivor camp once again, bringing more guns and seeing what we could accomplish and if we could get to loot anything down here. Yep, not only did I avoid getting bit once, I avoided getting bit twice in the same run. I could not believe my luck. After this, I decided, you know what, pushing for a third bite is not the right idea, so I headed back home. I ended up having to leave the car I brought because there was too many zombies. I had to run home. I ended up going back, getting food and reading a little bit because I was just so tired I couldn't really do anything else. The next day, guys, I don't know whether it was because I had so many close calls in that last encounter, but I decided to stay home today and we extended our roof for more room for more farms. Day 29, we wanted to head in to the town even further, so I drove my car all the way north as far as I could go, and then we just hopped out and we walked in and started looking around to see what we could find. Yep, you're seeing that right. Bitten. On day 29. Now, there is a mod that we do have installed, and it allows you to chop your arm off, basically, if you get bit. Alright, so I do have that mod, so I hop in my car and I drive home instantly to do what has to be done. So, I do something here. You guys should pause the video right now, go into the comments, and type what you think I do here. So, I decide, you know what, I should just stitch this up, it'll be way better. I do forget, however, to do one thing. I forget to disinfect it before I stitch. So what ends up happening is I go ahead and sleep, I wake up and it is infected. And without realizing how low my health actually is, I undo the stitches. And that is the end of me. Hey guys, really quick, editor Peppi. I just realized when I finished editing all of this that I must have missed one of the videos that were recorded, because on the screen right now you're seeing 1 month and 1 day, which would be 31 days, right? And I am technically only on 30 days in editing. So I think I just missed a video to put it in. Not a big deal at the end of the day, but just said I'd pop that in there. I want to thank you guys so much for watching till the end of the video. If you found it enjoyable, I would really appreciate it if you throw a like on the video. And do let me know in the comments if you'd like to see another attempt. I am probably going to attempt anyway. But let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see it. Anyway guys, that is it. Again, thank you guys so much. And I will see you guys in the next one.